All right, Emily, let's try this. It's like 90 something degrees here today, so you know how it works here. We tend to grill stuff and have some kind of a salad that is pretty easy to make, and the goal is not to heat up the kitchen or the house anymore. So I'm going to make that cucumber pepper salad that we like. Get cucumbers, a couple of peppers. General rule of thumb is I figure 2 cucumbers a person. There are 3 of us, 6, and figure maybe a third to a half a pepper per person. So we're just going to start cutting these things up, and you can do it however you want. Basically, you take the ends off. These are little Persian cucumbers from the farmer's market, which means you don't have to peel them. And they're also known as English cucumbers and sometimes called hothouse cucumbers. If you can't get these, any old cucumbers will do. You just, unless they're Japanese cucumbers, you're really then going to want to peel, because the peel on the regular cucumbers is frankly just pretty unappetizing. And you're going to cut them in half lengthwise, line a couple up for efficiency, and just cut them into pieces that you like. There's no rules here, except to make food that tastes good and that is easy to put together. And then I usually take a piece of paper towel and put it down in the serving bowl like that, because I just washed all these and they're a little damp, and it'll just absorb some of the moisture there. Doesn't matter if you don't do it. Nothing's going to kill you here. So we'll just finish chopping these up. Just remember to keep your fingers curled under so you don't have to call your uncle and have him come stitch up your thumbs, because that would be kind of a drag. It'd be hard to type with, speaking from experience, it's hard to type when your fingers are all bandaged up because you were stupid with a knife. Okay, last 2 of these. And you can see, I mean, I'm not winning any awards here for my knife skills, but, it is what it is. The peppers, I take the top off, put that aside. You know your knucklehead dogs like those, so keep them and feed them to them. And then basically you just want to pull out all this stuff in the middle here. So it looks like that. And then I find the easiest thing to do is to cut them in half, and then just, you're trying to match basically the size of those. Again, there are no grades here. Well, the grade is if it tastes good or not, and frankly, the way it's cut up isn't going to have a huge impact on that. I mean, you don't want any really grossly big pieces, because that's just unappetizing. All right, let's do the yellow one. That doesn't look so good. We'll get rid of it. All right. Again, just sort of roughly chop them. You want them big enough that there's some texture. That's the whole point of this thing, is that there's crunch. Get the rest of these. If you have a tomato, that works really nicely with this. Little Roma tomatoes. Cut them in half, take the seeds out, and then just cut them up into pieces. I don't have any tomatoes right now. Didn't buy any at the farmer's market Saturday. Don't ask me why. I just didn't really think about it. So now you got that. Looks nice. It's pretty colorful. All right, like that. Next is the feta cheese. All right, this is really important. Don't cheap out on the feta. It's a big piece of what makes this thing taste good. You want to make sure you buy feta that's in brine. See how this has got liquid? Cheese sits in there, and then it's, again, I'm not doing any measurements here. It's eyeball. It's however much cheese you want, basically. I want some more than that. Get your feta in there. Remember, clean up as you go along. It makes the process at the end, much more pleasant. Although I've never been able to convince you all of that. So. I think, I have a jar with a couple of marinated mushrooms in it. Not mushrooms, artichokes. Hey, David, can't tell you artichokes from mushrooms. So I'm just going to cut those up into slightly smaller pieces, and then we'll throw those in. And basically cut them in half. You can get these at Trader Joe's, you can get them at a regular grocery store. They're just a nice add. That's good. All right, crush freshly ground black pepper. Don't buy that crap that comes already ground in a jar. It doesn't taste good. Spend a couple of bucks, buy a pepper mill, buy whole peppercorns. They'll basically keep to the, if you don't use them, they'll keep till the next ice age, essentially. They're not gonna go bad. All right, let's, some good olive oil. This is I think this is a Spanish olive oil. Just has more flavor to me. And since that's basically the only dressing you're putting on it, come back here. Let's clean this up for a second here. All right, let's put this back. And then you just basically stir it. Mix it all up. Make sure you get the feta really in there. If you want some zing to it, you can add some lemon juice, a little red wine vinegar. I would always encourage you to taste it at this point, once you get everything mixed up, and see how it tastes to you. You may want to put some salt in. I doubt it with the feta, which is pretty salty, which is why you didn't see me add any. All right. That is basically done. Now I'm going to cover it with plastic wrap. I'm going to put it in the fridge till we get ready to sit down and eat dinner. You know, once you've made it, whatever you have left over in a sealed plastic container will keep for easily 3, 4, 5 days. Just remember, the longer it sits, particularly if you add lemon juice or vinegar to it, the cucumbers will get less crunchy. So if that's an issue, either don't add the vinegar or the lemon juice. You could, frankly, if you wanted to, you could serve it like this and then just put some lemon sliced into wedges on the table with it, and people could do their own, and that way it'll actually last a little longer for you. This with a piece of grilled chicken on top of it, or a piece of fish, or some of that sauteed tofu or fried tofu you made today, makes a complete meal. Anyway, hope you try this. It's easy. What did that take us? All of 8 minutes to make that. And we'll think of something for tomorrow. Thank you. Enjoy it.